Okay, so my name is Martin Belcher. I work for 4PS Construct. Well, 4PS Construct is the product. I work for 4PS. And we're going to be talking today mainly about Altrad's digital journey with ourselves. And I think what it would help for, just to sort of set the scene a little bit, is just tell you a little bit about 4PS. Okay, so some key points here. We've got 300 employees. We've got 3 offices. So I work in the UK office. We've got an office in Ede. We've got an office in Ede in the Netherlands. We've got another office in Brussels. We've got approximately 400 customers, and as you can see, they're spread across the globe. And we've also got 9 international partners. So that's pretty self-explanatory. It's bog standard information, I guess. So the business was founded in 2000. We are privately owned, and we maintain private ownership as well. We've already got 600 plus customer implementations. Turnover for 2019 was 30 million. Turnover for 2020, we're just in the process of finalising that, but we've shown strong growth. And more importantly, and Phil's already touched on this, we are an MS Gold partner. But more importantly than an MS Gold partner, we are Inner Circle status. So Inner Circle, for people that don't heard of that before, approximately 1% of the MS partners are Inner Circle members. And it means that we have great insight to Microsoft, and it also means that we benefit from the $19 billion in development that Microsoft do on a yearly basis. So I've already mentioned the offices. Our user count is anything from 2 to 1,200, although that's now been superseded with Bulk Vessels, who signed a user agreement for 1,400. And we've already mentioned the 20 countries, 9 partners. So the added value of 4PS Construct. So it runs on Dynamics 365 or Dynamics 365 Business Central is the now gimmicky name. And with that, you get the key functionality of Dynamics. Finance, acquisition, suppliers, purchase, IT infrastructure, logistics, customers, ledger, all the usual things you were expecting. And when you look at the 4PS Construct product, approximately 1/3 of that has been developed by Microsoft, and 2/3 of it has been developed by 4PS. But the pages are identical, and unless you know exactly what you're doing, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. So 4PS Construct overlays Dynamics 365, but it's also built into it, so you can't tell the difference. So again, then we add things like calculation hours, project estimating plant, service maintenance reports, resource planning, project control. But we don't stop there. So we've also got portals and apps, and that gives you things like the document portal, the plant app, the field service app, which is very key to some of our clients. And it then gives you a range of user license features with regards to a full read-write user, or allowing a mobile app user to be able to see just through the field service app, for instance. Okay, we've also got some additional features there, which is obviously key to the Office 365, Power BI, Internet of Things, machine learning. So that all ties in all nicely together. So I think what we'd now like to do is play you a short video, and this is one of our key customers, Altrad, and Paul will introduce himself on the video. And after that, if we've got time, I'll take some questions if there are any questions from the audience.
Welcome everybody. My name is Paul Lloyd, and I'm the Digital Transformation Manager at Altrad Services UK. And I've been asked to talk to you a little bit today about our digital journey and how we've navigated that successfully with 4PS Construct. We started out wanting to simplify our business. We were 7 different legal entities that had been joined together through acquisition, and some of them had been through acquisitions in the past and never successfully transitioned to a new way of working. And so we used that opportunity to replace the legacy systems, not just our ERP, but around 27 different systems that connected to our ERP. that in a phased approach that delivered value at each stage. So we were able to keep our stakeholders on track, understanding the benefits, rather than seeing their heart wane under times of pressure. So what were some of our challenges at Altrad Services? Well, we're a project and a service base that delivers into industrial assets, and we enable our clients to extend the life of their assets or construct new assets on same sites. And so we needed a configuration-based system that would work principally at the project or the customer level. And that's quite hard to do because many of the ERPs on the market. We also wanted a robust end-to-end system. And as I described before, this wasn't really positioned as an ERP program. It was positioned as a digitalization. And the ERP was the foundation, what we call the heart of our journey. And we had far too many as-is processes developed over time to map and understand. So we took the brave pill and focused on the target operating model, how we wanted people to behave, rather than going in and saying to them, this is how you currently do it, this is how you do it now. All of our effort and energy into communicating how Altrad Services way was going to be the best way in the industry. So what we needed was a robust ERP system that could act as our foundation. And so when we looked into the market, we really looked for three things. We were a Microsoft house, so we looked towards Microsoft ERPs. We prefer an experienced and a proven industry solution, so we weren't convinced at the time by Dynamics 365, and in certain cases still aren't. And we wanted an ERP system that spoke and understood our business and our industry. And so we found 4PS Construct was the strongest and the best vertical out there. And we're a contracting business, so being cost conscious comes in our DNA. And we needed that proven track record. And as I said before, that was really just the start of the journey. Ongoing, our intent is, and we are now, digitalizing all of our on-site field operations. And so we needed a tool that was scalable as well and future-proofed. So what would be my advice? My advice would be to make sure that you focus on driving value across the whole business. As I said at the beginning, it wasn't about an ERP project, but it was about transforming the organization to be fit for the future in a digital world. Mine would be to embrace Microsoft. Really, the combination of using the entire Microsoft stack has generated more significant savings than we anticipated. When we started out working with 4PS Construct, we felt it was an industry construction solution. And now, because of our combined efforts, we feel that it's also a specialist construction services solution too. We didn't, unfortunately, have throughout the project a dedicated project team. We did lose a couple of key users on the way, and we did lose some of the hearts and minds of our business leaders that didn't really understand systems and digital, but the rest who were bought into the overall strategy kept them on track. And we set out not wanting a overall single solution architect because we were worried about what would happen if that person left. And so we now have a group of people who understand the configuration, who are what we would describe as business and solution architects. And so we are less dependent on any one individual, and it's actually brought departments and our thinking from being departmentalized to end-to-end process. So by focusing on the people of the ERP, the process element, and the system, we were able to generate this digital view of the world and digital view of our business. So when we step back and we undertake another reset moment and we reflect on what we've achieved and what we would do differently, there's a few things that pull out. And unfortunately, we weren't able to deliver all of these internally. I'd advise you to use your best people, the ones that understand the way in which the future is going to be. And they're some of the most difficult people to spring for the business. If you're not able to spring them, then at least use them as part of a stakeholder management group to test your journey. Focus on the formation, people, process, and systems, and link it to the change that's happening in your business. Nobody's going to get excited about replacing one ERP system for another. Be clear about what you're buying. So we bought a very effective ERP system. And sometimes I have to spend my time reminding our senior management of that when they say, what do you mean it doesn't do this? And what do you mean it doesn't do that? And what do you mean it doesn't do that? And my view is, but let's think about what it does do. It does this in a simple way. It does this in an effective way. I'd say make sure you have a good partner. Make sure the partner has a similar roadmap for their product to your organisation. Key messages I wanted to leave you all with. Be clear about your need. So without clear need and clear benefits, time will sink you. You'll get a new organisational strategy and a new managing director. You'll be hit by a global pandemic. Something will happen that will derail it. Whereas we were able to see that through because the clear benefits that we were aiming to realise were clear to everybody, and the ERP system enabled and underpinned the whole business transformation. Be clear about your target operating model. We describe our operating model in gears. So we think we're in second gear at the moment driving our car, and soon we're going to ramp up to a third gear. Well, the target operating model and the end-to-end processes work very, very differently in second gear than they do in third gear. You have a way of saying to somebody, that's a really great idea, but not quite yet. And then you need a partner that has a solution, that has a similar roadmap to you in your industry. Otherwise, you'll always be battling with one another rather than navigating the road together. And get your very best visionary people on board and keep them on board every step of the way. And at the end, and this is the point we are now, it's never finished. So we continually ask ourselves, what's good about what we've done? What can we do better and how? And we build that continuous improvement into the next phase and configuration of our digital solution.
Okay, thank you, Paul, for that, and that was really useful. Just to brief on Touchly, because I think we'll be going very close to time now. We are running our next webinar on the 24th of June, and if you want that QR code there, it's on the screen now. Again, if you just go to the website, you'll be able to find it, and our website is 4ps.co.uk, so it's very easy to find. Okay, so, and if you'd like to discuss anything further with me, then my contact details are being shown on the screen now. So
well, they're also on the LinkedIn event page, right? So I would encourage anybody, I'd encourage all of the attendees to send a connection request to the presenters. There is a messaging capability where you can just send them a message, but they all seem pretty open to connecting with people that have a potential interest. You know, that's what Absolutely. This is all about. Yeah. Well, thank you, Martin. You brought a really strong customer testimonial for a difficult business problem with integrating those businesses that had grown by acquisition. And I'm really glad that you guys chose to sponsor, because I think you've got a great story, and I hope to have you back
as well. So it's a good validation of our products. And the one thing we do, if we come back again, Phil, probably what we'll also do is I'll scare our guys internally, and I'll get them to demonstrate the product live.
There you go.
Everybody likes to see that.